Yeah, I just wanted to show you how I'm going to do a Nam Doc Mai graft here. I just cut this branch off of a tree of mine, and then I just used a razor blade and trimmed all of the leaves off of it. This is a tree that I'm going to graft the Nam Doc Mai to. So I kind of line up the thickness of the stalks, make sure that they're fairly close. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to cut this off, oh, say right about there. Then I'm going to split that all the way down the middle. Let me show you. First I'm going to take this, try to split it right down the middle. Try to go as far down as I can. Not as far down, but longer is better than shorter. Try not to cut my fingers here. Okay, you can see the depth there. So with this thing, I'm gonna trim this up to about the same depth. Long and thin is what you want. Same with the other side. Long and thin. Hopefully this is on the camera. I try to do this as quick as possible. I just took this scion, I think you call them, off the other tree. But I find that if you have them long and thin, they work better than short and fat. Oh, something like that. Stick that all the way down. That looks pretty good. Grab my, they call this budding tape. I'm gonna, first I seal the two surfaces together. You want these nice and tight. This stuff's real stretchy, so you just stretch it out and wrap it up. That's just to hold it for me a little bit, and then I'll put another piece on. A little bit longer here. I see the sun's coming out, and one thing I do is I make sure and keep this tree watered well for the next month while this thing's trying to graft. I don't want it to dry out at all. The mango season has just ended. I just picked the last of my mangoes off of my Brook Slate. This rootstock here I'm doing is a Brook Slate cross with some unknown. It might be a Nam Doc Mai, who knows? You never know. But I have one Nam Doc Mai already grafted. I'll show you on the top here, but I want to get a couple more branches going. For all I know, this rootstock, oh, I just dropped my razor blade somewhere. Ah, damn it. There it is. This rootstock may be some really killer tasty new plant, but I do know that my Nam Doc Mai is super tasty, and I don't mind having lots of these. So now that I've grafted the seam up, I am going to wrap this whole scion, I think they call it. This piece I'm grafting all the way up just to keep it from drying out. Stuff's kind of hard to work with, but you got to make sure all these cuts where you took off the leaves are sealed up so it stays moist. Okay, try not to get it all thick. I want it to stay wide, but it is what it is. Let's see how this goes here. This doesn't have to be super tight, not like where you're fastening the two pieces together. Wrap it all the way up and over the top. And in 30 days, I should be able to take this long section off. It should start growing in 30 days. Seems to be the time that mine do anyway. And then I'll leave the bottom one on for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. I pulled them off early before and they start to separate, and I use some wood glue to glue them together, but I find if I leave it on for about 3 months that it heals itself up and doesn't need any glue or nothing. So I don't know if you can see this still on camera where I'm wrapping the top here, but my hands are full and I can't move the camera. But I'll take it back here in a sec and show you. Wrap it around over the top. Break this off. And then I'll just take another piece, make it tight like this, and tie it off on the top to keep it from unraveling. Normally I just do that with the piece I'm wrapping, but so basically like that. So that's all you got to do. And in 30 days I'll take the long one off, take the one binding the two pieces off in about 90 days, and that'll all be Nam Doc Mai now. I got about 3 or 4 more of these to go. Oh, and here's the first one I did up here. This piece out here is also a Nam Doc Mai. It's grafted right here, and then it's already branching out on the top up here. But all of these other branches here are an unknown. So once this one gets going, I'm going to change this one Nam Doc Mai, and then I got 5 more here. I'm going to switch them all out. I've got some more, and anything that roots underneath where I've grafted it will still be the unknown new variety. So it's like I'll get 2 different kinds off of this tree. Anyway, pretty simple. Aloha. Well, I ended up doing 2 more grafts to this one today. So I got a total of 3 on here. And here's the first one that I did. Then I'm working on 2 other trees. But I'll do a follow-up in a month or so and show you the new growth. Classic example of how I work. I was just telling myself the hardest part of these grafts is to not cut your finger. Sure enough, right when I thought that, I sliced it. But minor, but funny nonetheless.